So read the labels, read the labels. We think because of a particular brand, and it says it's healthy, and it's in the
False
health foods section, that it's really safe.
Right.
But it's not, you know, and it's not innocuous to eat this way. So that's we could be exacerbating a condition.
And creating, I mean, you know, most of these diseases are insidious and they're quiet, and it takes years and years and years to develop. So, you know, there are some very simple tests we're going to go into here. But there are two types of arteriosclerosis that we need to qualify. There's the venous, which is in the veins, and there's the arterial, which is in the arteries. So the venous basically means if you have an arterial block, it means that you have this problem when you walk real briskly. There will be pain in your calves and your feet, and it will let up when you stop walking. That's arterial blockage. The venual blockage would be the pain in your legs or calf diminishes as you walk, but when you stand still, the pain increases. So there's more pain when you're still if it's a venual kind of problem, okay? If the veins are congested. Arterial means there's more pain when you actually walk and move. And the pain goes away when you slow down, okay? So you need to know that there are two kinds, and there are different places in the body that they can actually be present in. For the most part, we'll get into this in another show, Kurt, but for the most part, if you have discomfort in that sternum area, that means you have an arterial block up here. If you have, you know, pain or discomfort, hearing, eyes, memory loss, that means that it's generally from the neck up, and that can be arterial or venual. If you have pain or discomfort in the abdominal area or the thighs or the legs, then that would be from the waist down. There's some kind of blockage down in the lower extremities. So wherever the pain presents or the discomfort presents or the symptoms present, that's where the blockage is located. Head, torso, hips, legs.
I see. So there are ways that you can take a look at it and really monitor yourself. Well, I think that's so very, very important, and you know, to know that.
If it's chronic, then you know what? Don't ignore it. A lot of people go, oh, I just have always had pain in my legs. I'm just going to ignore it. It's just me. I'm getting old. And it's easy to do that. You know, you would think, well, I was an athlete at one time and I really abused my body, so therefore I have to pay now. You know what I'm saying? No,
Absolutely.
You don't. I mean, you really need to check it out. There are a couple of things that we can get into, you know, about testing. If you want to help me do maybe one of them, it would be fun to do.
Who could turn down this face? Simi, you want to help me test?
Let's play. We like playing. Let's play. Let's play.
All right, tell me what to do.
Okay, first of all, give our viewing audience two tests that they can do at home. The first one...
How often do you hear you can do this at home?
Yeah. This is a self-help test. So you can actually go... You need a buddy, though. It's helpful to have a buddy. Take your little feet, barefoot, go outside, walk in a chemically untreated grass. Okay, walk around for 2 minutes in the grass. Lay flat on your back, put your feet in the air, and have someone look at the bottom of your feet. And if you see there are white spots on your feet after walking for 2 minutes in the prickly grass, that means that you've got some arterial blockage in the lower extremities. It's very simple. The second one is you would walk, you lay on your back and you put your feet in the air, and you take your ankles and you twist them like this, okay, around and around and around. You should be able to do that for 10 minutes comfortably. If you can't do it past 2, 3, 6 minutes, that means you've got some blockage as well in the lower extremities. Yeah. So I tried it. I was trying this in my office the other day. I was like, no problem, my toes are still going. Cracking a little bit, but they're still going. Another very simple thing to do is to look in the mirror. And if you see a white ring around your eyes, that's a sure sign of arteriosclerosis, and that would be in the upper extremities.
A white ring around your eyes?
White ring around your, the blue or the brown.
Interesting.
Around the iris.
Okay.
And you've seen that in people. I know you have. I'm sure you look at it and think, isn't that odd?
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
That's blockage or plaque formation in the arteries.
My goodness.
And that's generally in the aorta.
My goodness.
The other one is the ear test, and that means diminished hearing. So if you have a hearing test and your hearing is going, you need to check out, again, the upper extremities. It could be in the sternum area, could be in the aorta area or the heart.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The aorta. Aorta area and the heart. So, and the last test I'm going to have you do with me, okay?
Okay.
This is a test whereby you take your hands and you put them up.
All right.
Now, I'll tell you when to do what you're going to do.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody's watching, right? You put your wrists up in the air like so, and I'll do this 10 counts.
All right.
Now you'll grab my wrists tightly and hold them while I continue to do this.
Okay. She's very strong.
I am. Now you're going to let go quickly.
All right.
Now my hands should turn red. See how pink they got and flushed?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that means I don't have hardening of the arteries. Okay, if your hands don't become very pink, then and they maintain their whiteness, okay, there's no blood flowing, then you've got a problem. You have blockages.
I have a problem. My hands
Let's
turn
do
white or pink.
That's why we didn't meet.
Oh.
I'm a better example.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Let's do you. Let's do you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We got a few minutes here. Okay, kind of over your head.
Over my head, okay.
A little bit higher, like so.
Like this.
Now you're going to go around 10 times.
10 times.
Slowly, hard. Tell me when.
Go ahead.
Okay. 10 more.
All right.
Okay. See? Yeah, you're flushed. Yeah, you can see the pink in there.
For those of you who wondered, you can
Nope.
actually tell. I don't know how.
He's got pink paws, so his blood is flowing just fine.
That's fascinating.
It's such a simple
I mean,
little
it is.
test.
You can actually see that. My goodness. Wow. Now notice, I want you to take note. She willfully told me to grab her hands on public TV.
Be careful. All right, so we've got 2 foot tests. The first one is walk in the grass for 2 minutes. You know, put your feet up in the air, lay flat on your back with your feet up, but there should be good circulation. If there's white spots on the bottom of your feet, that indicates some plaque formation, usually in the lower extremities. The second one is just lay on your back, feet straight up in the air. Do the twirling of the ankles like I just did with my wrist.
Okay.
For 10 minutes, you should be able to do that without fatiguing. Actually, the ankles should not become fatigued. If you can't do that, then you've got something else
Some
going on.
blockage or
yes.
whatever.
And the other one is look for the white ring around the iris. If there's a white ring, then that would indicate some blockage as well, usually from the heart area. And of course, if the hearing is going, that would be something in the aorta or the neck. And then we've got our little wrist test that we did.
That's very good. See, these are so simple, and it's preventive. You can catch it in time before there's an extreme problem, and I think that's so very, very important.
Well, and you know what's really helpful again, Kurt, if people don't do anything but this, drink good, clean water, pure water, and eat fiber. I don't care if you take Metamucil. All right, not that I like it. I'd rather get it from fruits and vegetables and things that I love. But you need fiber, and you need to count your fiber grams, and you need to get gradually induce into your system at least 30 to 40 grams a day. Now, most people, if they do that, are going to get really constipated. Not a good thing. Remember one thing about fiber, where it is presented in the system, you can't just do the cellulose fiber, you know, or the dry fiber, which comes from grains. You have to do water-based fibers too, you know, the ones that pull water into the colon. Because if you just do fiber that comes from Metamucil without enough water and just do fiber from grains and rices and potatoes and breads, it creates more mucus in the intestines. And a mucoid bowel causes more constipation or harder to pass stools.
Oh, really?
So what we call a watery bowel is much healthier, and watery bowels, you know, where you have loose stools that are easier to pass, because if we don't move our bowels, we're not pulling all this plaque out of the system, come from fruits and vegetables. And that's why we come back to darn it again and again. You know, 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Get 3 to 4 pieces of fruit and 2 to 4 cups of vegetables every day.
That is so important.
Okay, because that pulls water into the bowel.
Yes.
It scrubs the wall of the colon and clears out the plaque in the colon, because you get plaque in your colon as well. Calcification along the walls of the colon.
That's fascinating.
So you need fiber. Let's
You
do
need
lots
fiber.
of fiber and water. Fiber and water. Fiber and water.
You know, I'm going to tell you something, and you've often said drink good water. I put in my office a fountain, and it said, just simply, I didn't even take it seriously, it said, do not use tap water in this fountain. Use mineral water, use distilled water, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, oh, please. You know, so I was running out getting good tap water from a very good area and putting it in this machine till the machine broke. My little fountain wouldn't spew out any water anymore. And I said, what's wrong? So I went in and I started cleaning it out, and it was so filthy. And it was just in case I went back to putting the mineral water or the distilled water in. Clean, runs well. And I thought, if it does this to this machine, imagine what it must be doing to me.
You know, that's a very good point. I know we're running out of time, Kurt, but I just had a problem with my hot tub at my summer home. this weekend. I have a little cabin in Wisconsin, and I have a hot tub I put in there. Well, I got there, all the water was out of my hot tub, and I was like, what happened? I looked at the pipes underneath the hot tub, and the water, all the different acidity and the alkaline contents in the water, I mean, both of them together ate through part of the pipe, a steel pipe. It's only been in there for 2 years. It's a relatively, new pipe, and I took it in, and I took the piece to the Whirlpool people, and they're like, oh, your water has way too many minerals in it. I mean, too much calcium, basically, which is very acid, and just ate through the pipe, so.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, it really is.
So think about our pipes.
That's right.
So we need to talk real quickly, I think, about things people can do, huh?
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Aloe vera gel is great. It really does help to lubricate, clean, and scrub and cleanse the arteries and the veins. B6 is really important, so write this down, you guys, because you won't remember all this. For 50 milligrams of B6 every day really helps to pull toxins, metals, and break down fats in the liver. Garlic, and aged garlic is the very best. It has to be aged. If it doesn't say it, don't do it. I mean, you may as well get all the benefit. If you're going to pay that amount of money for pure products, you may as well do aged. B complex is very healthy for the arteries and veins. Folic acid is what I call Ajax for the arteries. It helps to like... Now, folic acid is, found in small doses, so you have to do it consistently all day long, like 2 to 3 times a day, because the body disposes of it, and it should be sublingual rather than going through the digestive system, because you lose over 50% when the acids hit it. So under your tongue, let it melt down. And 400 micrograms, I'd say 3 or 4 times a day is great.
Okay.
Choline is wonderful for breaking down plaque in the arteries, and it's found in wheat germ and grapes for the most part. Bee pollen is excellent. 1/4 teaspoon twice a day would be great. Supports your arteries. There's a product that I use called Herbal Chelation by Hannah Kroger, which is fabulous. It's got everything in it. Arnica and hyssop tea. You can mix the two together and drink 1 cup 3 times a day. That's also very, very good.
Okay.
For people who've had strokes, do the following.
All right.
We're going to do red clover tea, at least 1 cup 2 to 3 times a day. You can take red and white onions. This is something I gave to my grandpa. Boil them down, drink 1/2 cup of onion water with 50 milligrams of B6 phosphate in it. Okay? Your B6 every day. Increase bananas, tomatoes, rice, and millet, whole grain rice, not white. And there's a protocol for almonds. You take almonds, 1 almond a day up to 15 days, chop it up, put it in your hot water, drink it up to 15, then go back down. So every day, day 1 there's 1 almond, day 2 there's 2, day 3 there's 3. And do that. That helps to clear the veins and arteries out.